Hey there, traders and investors. It's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth. It's Wednesday, March 31st, and today is the last day of the month. Hope everyone is having a great day today. So in this video, we're going to discuss BlackBerry's earnings as the topic of the day. They had a revenue miss. They beat on EPS, but stock was down quite heavily today, down about 10% on a reaction to that. So before we jump in, we'll look at the news and events on the day, and then we'll jump over to the BlackBerry chart and the overall broader market review as well. So make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel. Business world is divided on whether to fight corporate tax hike in Biden's infrastructure plan. So we saw some weakness into the end of the day on the S&P 500 after failing an all-time high attempt. We'll look at the chart in just a moment, but essentially it wants to increase the corporate tax rate from 28% to 28% from 21%, and we'll see if there's any pushback on that. Jobless claims are also due out tomorrow, so we'll see. A lot of people are predicting that, analysts are predicting that it could be the best yet. Microsoft wins US Army contract for augmented reality headsets worth up to $21.9 billion over 10 years. And they also got the contract from the Pentagon that could be worth up to $10 billion. So stock went from oversold today on the 5-minute to overbought in the same candle, and huge reaction to that news. UBS upgrades Apple, predicts it will take a big share of the electric vehicle market. Also, Google pledges $29 million to new EU fund to tackle fake news. And BlackBerry reports fourth quarter and full fiscal year 2021 results. So total company non-GAAP revenue of $215 million. We'll just go through this real quickly. So BlackBerry entered into exclusive negotiation with a North American entity for the potential sale of part of the patent portfolio relating to primary mobile devices, messaging, wireless, networking. So the company has limited its patent monetization activities due to the ongoing negotiations. If the company had not been in negotiations during the quarter, we believe that licensing revenue would have been higher. So stock was likely down on that. In my opinion, non-GAAP earnings per basic and diluted share were 3 cents. GAAP loss per basic diluted share was 56 cents. So moving on, net cash generated from operating activities of 51 million. So moving on, we were expecting 0.0271 EPS, came in at a beat at 0.03, and then the revenue at 250 million versus 246 million expected. And I mentioned this in a couple of my videos that I wasn't expecting much from BlackBerry, and that's kind of why I've been holding off, was because of this earnings. And we saw a negative reaction, and again, likely due to the fact that the licensing revenue, we saw a lot of new deals with Amazon, and there's a lot of speculation about Tesla and Neo potentially being customers. And like I said, it's going to be a little while before we see the fruits of those partnerships come to fruition. So be a couple of quarters yet, in my opinion. So checking in on the crypto space real quick, Bitcoin did start daily consolidation today. We broke the low of yesterday, but not by much. We need to watch out for a potential of a daily bull flag and daily trend change. It's a little unbelievable at this point because we didn't really pull back enough. That wasn't enough of a pullback for a higher low. So I'm not convinced this could be a bull trap. So just be cautious. But other than that, the entire space is, Ethereum is just on fire today, potentially going to test 2,000. But we saw into the end of the day, the S&P 500 sold off and crypto sold off. Pretty much all our major sectors sold off. And the dollar was running, and it was basically doing the opposite. And taking a look at SPY here in the end of the day, had some huge sell volume into the end of the day. On the daily time frame, we had an inside bar that broke bullish, but again, moves all coming off the low here, and we didn't change the daily trend. We didn't set a higher low, so this could be another potential bear trap as well. And we did have the monthly candle close, all-time high record monthly candle close, and we were looking at a potential hourly bull flag there into the end of the day, but we have pulled back a little bit too much at this point to consider it. It's likely going to favor an equilibrium, but we were looking at a potential for an hourly bull flag, which would have took us to about 400. But again, we need to be cautious of those potential fake outs here, and we have a lack of support down until about 383.90. So QQQ was strong today. We had rotation again from the financial sector into the tech sector, and we had that Microsoft news come out, which helped the bulls as well. So taking a look at the BlackBerry stock here, I did make an entry today, and I was playing off the low of pre-market, and I decided that I was going to swing this a little bit longer, and I think it could be time to buy. I was holding off buying BlackBerry until after earnings, and just looking for potential gap fill. So you can see here on the 5-minute, we've got a gap to fill here at 9.33. And I entered at about 8.50. So I'm essentially, I put my stop under $8. So essentially risking about 50 cents to make upward of a dollar to a dollar plus. So maybe a 2-to-1, 3-to-1 ratio. But essentially going to risk 5% to make upwards of 10% plus. And like I said, looking to see that gap fill and play the negative earnings reaction. We were down 10%. It can still go lower, absolutely. We had support at 882 on the daily. We lost that. And we had a lack of support on the daily down until about 652. The play I entered on was the weekly chart here, the 200 weekly moving average sitting at 834. And we hit a low of 846. So that's a save so far. We are entering a weekly downtrend though. So we need to be cautious, but we are seeing a bull cross of the 50 and the 100 weekly moving average. And going to give the bulls a little bit of the benefit of the doubt here, because we know that after these big bull moves, we usually see a long drawn out fade and they just, basically wait people out. And then we have a real big move. And then after another huge move, we had another huge long drawn out slow bleed process. So I'm looking to enter and playing off that 200 weekly moving average. And like I said, going to give the bulls a little bit of a chance here, but we are entering weekly downtrends. So there is quite a bit of risk here. So we need to be cautious of that and a lack of support on the daily. So entering a tight stop there at just under $8 and going to give the bulls a little bit of a chance here. But on the bull and bear list, we had NGA, TAP next, and AC down almost 2% there today. On the bull list, we had DFLY, very good food company, FVRR, which is Fiverr, and Square. So a little bit of a mixed bag there today. And SPY with the all-time high record monthly candle close. So we'll see if we can test 400. But I'm going to be watching the dollar to see if the dollar starts daily consolidation. That could bode well for market bulls. And we'll see what the rest of the week has in store. Let me know in the comments below if you think SPY is going to hit all-time highs and beyond, potentially hit 400 this week. Keep in mind that it's a shortened week this week, so there will be no trading on Friday due to Good Friday. So tomorrow will be the last trading day of the week. Today was the last trading day of the month. I hope you had a fantastic trading month, and best of luck going into tomorrow and next month. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you a little bit later on for an MJ Sector review.